Police officers are no saints, the protectors of citizens caught up in their own crimes. They fooled lawmakers, but their show is over. Join us as we reveal the cases of these rogue officers who finally got caught.
Get your hands up! Now! Open that door, step out with your hands up! Don't shoot myself.
Do you have any credentials?
Yeah, but I don't want to put that on.
Evil exists in every profession, but when it's found within the police force, the consequences can be far more severe. Fortunately, their wrongdoings were well documented. But the real question is, was justice truly served? Let's dive into our first case, which we've dubbed the double stop. Picture this, it's June 2nd, 2023, and a young Jason McGee is driving his mom's car, not knowing his day is about to spiral into a nightmare. He becomes the target of not one, but two unfair police stops. First up, we have Lieutenant Drew Edwards, who pulls Jason over, claiming the car's tags show no insurance. Jason, being the responsible citizen he is, promptly presents valid proof of insurance from Priority Insurance. But Edwards isn't having it.
Hey, I stopped because it's not showing that you have insurance on the vehicle. Do you have insurance? Can you show it to me? Who do you have insurance through, Miss McGee? Priority Insurance? Okay, I'm showing one that shows an effective date, but it's not showing an expiration date.
Instead of letting Jason go, he scrutinizes every inch of that document. After what must have felt like an eternity to Jason, Edwards finally lets him go. But here's the kicker. Edwards issues a warning for something Jason didn't even do. He tells Jason not to drive without a licensed adult, completely ignoring the fact that Jason had already proven he was legally allowed to be on the road.
Let me see that piece of paper. Let me see that piece of paper right there. The one underneath it. Hey, Miss McGee, can you hear me? Do you have it on your phone by chance? Okay, all right, that's fine.
I haven't got the cards. I don't know if it's using it talking about it, but it's over. And it's actually through my bankruptcy date.
Okay. Well, I see an effective date of March of 08, so that typically means that it's gonna have insurance. So my next issue is he's supposed to have a licensed adult with him until next month. Where do you live at? Okay, just make sure you get home, all right? And don't drive without another licensed adult, okay? All right, brother, I don't want you to get a ticket for no reason. All right.
Jason's troubles were far from over. His ordeal was just beginning. As he continued his journey, another officer decided to harass him. Still shaken from his first encounter, Jason made a choice that would escalate the situation even more. He drove a bit further and stopped at his family's church, where his mother was.
We're turning onto Hills Road. We're slow rolling on Hills Road now, going back towards the access road. Pulling into Brushy Island Family Life Center.
Get your hands up!
Now!
Imagine being in Jason's shoes. You've already been stopped once for no good reason. You're young, black, and scared. Wouldn't you want to stop somewhere safe with people who can vouch for you? Seems like a sensible decision, right? But Jason's perfectly rational choice sent the officers into a frenzy. They approached his car with guns drawn, shouting threatening commands.
Get your hands up!
Now!
Open that door, step out with your hands up! Open the door!
Come open it, please.
Reach out and open the door!
Come open.
Reach out and open the door! There you go.
Step out. Just keep your hands up. That's all you got to do, okay?
Unbuckle it, please.
Unbuckle the seatbelt. Just hang on a second. Stay back over there. Stay back over there.
Come unbuckle it, please.
No, just reach in there and unbuckle it. Unbuckle your seatbelt. Step out.
You sure? No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No way.
Nobody's going to shoot anybody. Just stay calm.
Ma'am, stay back.
You sure? Right hand, look. Right.
Take your right hand, unbuckle the seatbelt, step out. Did you unbuckle it?
Yeah, come get my phone.
Step out. Step out of the car, keep your hands up.
Hands up.
Chaos erupted. Terrified, Jason complied with the officer's aggressive demands. He unbuckled his seatbelt and stepped out of the car with his hands up. Meanwhile, his mother, witnessing the horrifying scene, tried to intervene.
Is the vehicle is yours? Okay. Were you on the phone with him at the time, or? He pulled out in front of another officer, and when the officer went to stop him, we continued, like I said, up over the overpass, down this way to here. He wouldn't stop. That's the reason why the lights and sirens were going.
And this is where it gets really out of hand. The officers, realizing they might have overreacted, tried to justify their actions. They told Jason's mother they were unsure of his intentions when he didn't immediately stop. They claimed their guns blazing approach was for everyone's safety.
Don't shoot my son.
No, nobody's going to shoot anybody. That's not our intentions. But like I said, we don't know what's
pulled over.
Yeah, we didn't know what was going on.
Right, and the man told him they didn't have to be, shouldn't be in the car by himself. He just left at Casey's.
Yeah.
And they told him to come straight home.
Okay.
So as he's coming home, something must have happened, and
yeah, he pulled.
And I said, "Well, you need to come home. Just
Okay.
come home." I didn't know what was going on at that time. He just got pulled over.
Right.
So it's my son.
Their explanation did little to calm the situation. Instead, it highlighted their complete disregard for context. They insisted that Jason's behavior, driving to a safe place, warranted such an extreme response.
You've got to understand it from our point also, when we light him up and try to stop him, and he just keeps going. And like I said, from back there at Keel and Brockington, all the way down Keel, up over the over. So for his safety and ours, that's why we got him out the way that we did. We put him in cuffs, sort everything out, and we'll go from there. But like I said, we didn't know what was going on. Like I said, when somebody doesn't want to stop, unfortunately in our line of work, so, and I understand where you come from completely too with the, I know the time and all that right now and everything that's going on, but he did the best thing he could do. He cooperated and did everything that we asked him to. So, but like I said, but did he say why he got stopped, or the first time or whatever?
It ran the tags and it showed that it didn't have any insurance, but it does, and he showed it.
Okay.
It just wasn't coming up.
The lady that the officer is, she's a lieutenant, so it's her stop. So I'm going to let her conduct her business. But like I said, the reason why I don't know what had happened, I just happened to be on the access road when they hit the overpass. But apparently he pulled out in front of her and almost caused an accident, and that's the reason why she hit her lights or hit her sirens and lights to try to stop him, to figure out what was going on. And then this is where we ended up at. Okay?
Please, let's not do this. So.
You thought that was all? Think again. Enter our hero of the moment, the anonymous patriot. This fearless bystander, seeing the injustice unfolding before his eyes, steps up to confront the officers. He doesn't sugarcoat anything. He calls out their racial bias and unnecessary aggression, plain and simple.
No, I witnessed it.
Have a good day.
No, I'm not leaving.
You're blocking the road right now, so.
No one's there. This is public road.
I realize that, but you're stopped in the middle.
You're not pull over on the side.
The anonymous patriot drops some truth bombs that make the officers squirm, even if just a little. He's not just talking about this one incident, he's shining a spotlight on the systematic racism that infects the whole system.
You got a problem with that?
Did I say anything to you?
You're staring at me, coming closer.
Is that an issue, or is that an issue?
Got a problem with it? Okay.
Did I say I had a problem?
Do your own work then.
I'm standing where I need to stand, just like you are, sir.
You know?
Yes, sir.
I lived in this town for 8 years. I've quit everything. I'm getting tired of the racism. 75% less they can pull over a white folk than a black person. Not just you, the whole department. I forwarded their request. And I'm a white 57-year-old man. I got some years on you and him and her. You get respect by earning respect.
Well, that's what I'm trying to give you, sir, and you keep yelling over at me.
And I know I've had.
Why are you attacking me? I've never met you before.
You attacked me by being on a.
I asked you to get out of the roadway, sir.
And being petty.
Well, sir, it's the law, isn't that correct?
It's the law. If it's a crime scene, put out tape.
Well, no, it's a law about blocking the.
I can get on that side of tape. Yeah, I can. That's public. If the sergeant or you want to arrest me, go ahead.
The officers, clearly uncomfortable being called out, tried to dismiss his accusations. But our patriot stands his ground. His intervention is a powerful reminder that public accountability is crucial in the fight against police corruption. It's citizens like him who make a difference, who force those in power to face their actions. Now, you'd hope that with such a glaring evidence of their overreaction, the officers would admit their mistake and apologize, but that's not how these stories usually go. Instead of owning up to their errors, the officers doubled down on their power trip. They shift the blame onto Jason's mother, giving her a ticket for letting her son drive unsupervised. It's a blatant attempt to deflect responsibility, highlighting the deeply ingrained issues within the police department. It seems like protecting their image is more important than serving justice and standing up for what's right.
To give him on his stuff, but I've also got to deal with you on a couple things too. Okay? You knew he was driving. You continue to let him drive the car. All right? You're the adult. You're responsible for him in that respect. So you authorized him to drive knowing he didn't have a valid driver's license. You understand what I'm saying? You also... I get it. Well, and what's going to happen is you're going to get a ticket. All right? You're going to come to court.
Okay.
So, let me go and figure out this. He's going to have at least citations. I don't know if he's going to go for anything else or not. Okay? So, he says that he was supposed to be going to work, but he's also supposed to be at school.
It was just registering that they didn't have insurance, and we showed the proof of the insurance. And he did say, he was like, you know, you're in close proximity. I don't want you to get a ticket for anything else. If you're heading on home, because he was just right here at Casey's.
Okay.
And he said, just go on home, you know, because he did say that. And I was like, well, you were on your way home, just come on home. And then soon, I'm on the phone with him, and that's when I heard you guys' lights on him, and he started getting into a frantic. Okay. And so I don't, he's by himself. I get it.
So listen, can I ask you to do something next time? If you're that concerned about it, three-way call 911 if you feel like it's going to be a bad situation. Okay, let them know what your concerns are, but let's get him stopped so that we don't have to do all this. Because I get it, I hear your concerns, right? And listen, I know that my interaction isn't going to change how you feel, right? I hope it doesn't add on to that, but nobody put a gun in his face, right? He did what we asked him to. He was compliant there.
Hold on to your hats, folks, because we're diving into another wild story. Fast forward to March 31st, 2024, and let's journey to Sussex County for our second case, the illegal ID request. Meet Robert, our hero in the saga of police overreach. Well, his real name isn't confirmed, but for simplicity's sake, we'll call him Robert. And what dastardly deed did Robert commit? Brace yourselves, he was sitting in his parked car on a public street. Yes, in Sussex County, that's apparently enough to attract police attention. A local resident, seemingly terrified by the mere presence of a man in a car, reports Robert for the crime of existing in public for over 4 hours.
With the Millsboro Police Department. The reason why we're making contact, some lady came out to report that you've been sitting out here for over 4 hours.
Okay.
2 officers approach Robert's car, and right from the start, professionalism goes out the window. They demand Robert's ID, throwing their weight around, but Robert is no pushover. He knows his rights and calmly refuses, explaining that without probable cause, he's under no obligation to identify himself.
Not doing anything.
You got any credentials?
I'm not going to provide that, just because of a call. Burnville, Texas.
You told her that you're correct?
Yeah, that's what I told her.
Okay. Do you have any credentials?
Yeah, but I don't want to provide it right now.
Why not?
Huh?
Why not?
Because it's optional, and I just don't want to provide it right now.
What's that?
Because it's optional.
If you have to provide credentials to what you're going on, and you have to report it to the dispatch center that you're out here.
No, but I didn't tell you that I told her I was
Faced with a citizen who knows the law, the officers double down, falsely claiming the street is private property managed by a homeowners association. It's a blatant lie, and they probably know it, but they're banking on Robert not knowing better.
You the damn one.
Well, this is private property, you know.
What is private property?
What is private property?
This roadway here?
This road is private property.
How is this road private property?
Because it is. It's a development. It's run by the HOA.
Where's the sign that says private property? There's no signs that says trespassing there. It's a public street.
But Robert isn't having any of it. He challenges their false claims, pointing out the lack of signs indicating private property. He's on a public street, and he makes sure they know he's calling their bluff. Frustrated by Robert's refusal to bow to their authority, the officers try to intimidate him, insisting he must provide his credentials. They hope their badges will be enough to make Robert comply with their baseless demands. Robert remains cool and collected, confidently citing his constitutional rights. He makes it abundantly clear that he knows his legal protections against unreasonable searches and won't stand for any unjust practices. It's a triumphant moment for all the law enthusiasts out there. A citizen standing tall with nothing but knowledge and composure.
And there's no signs that says private parking there, or private property. Absolutely no signs.
So I actually know where the HOA person lives.
Well, over there is probably private property, but not here.
This is a private property road.
This is not a private property road. This is accessible from the public. That's a public street there.
It might be accessed from the public, but this is private property.
Well, no one asked me
if HOA run development.
No one asked me to leave. Hey, can I have your name, please?
It's Officer Shockley.
Officer Shockley and Officer Bullock.
Oh, can I get the badge number?
1098.
Even if it's private property, the owner has to ask me to leave, and this is a public street. I already did a GIS survey. I already did it.
We can also remain out here until you're completed your investigation. So
it's a free country. I mean,
you're right.
Of course. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but I'm not gonna.
The officers know they can't legally force Robert to identify himself without a valid reason, and Robert knows it too. So they switch tactics, trying to justify their demands by referencing the local resident who called them. This resident, apparently uneasy about Robert's prolonged presence near his home, has a small child and felt concerned.
She's worried about she has a child that's out here and people abduct kids.
But did she accuse me of abducting anyone?
No, but she's worried about it. It's a safety.
I'm worried about a lot of things too, but I don't be calling the cops on people for every little issue. If there's no crime, unless there's a crime, right?
You're right. Yeah.
Well, your tag doesn't come back to anything, so I'm going to be running everything else.
So, if you don't mind me asking, what are you investigating? Okay.
But I just don't like to identify just because someone calls. You understand that? I just don't like to identify just because someone called. Wrongful, Texas State, absent RAS. There's no probable cause for you guys to get my information. And that's the reason why I don't want to call. I know he's going to probably want some retribution because I know my rights. But I'm not asking that lady to identify. I gave her a courtesy of telling her what I'm doing here when she approached me. And I thought that was the end of it, but apparently not. I didn't have to. I could have stayed silent and not say a single word. Right? And it's my right not to identify.
Why she's concerned.
I have a lot of concerns too, but if I'm not breaking the law, right? Should I identify? Should I just give up my Fourth Amendment rights?
Well, no one's asked you for your information.
Just because I invoked my rights. You think that's fair? I'm not doing anything wrong.
You're parked on a public street.
Yeah. A lot of people park in a public street. That car is parked in a public street.
So, you're right. It's a
Realizing they're losing this battle, the officers start to back off.
A public roadway. So you can park here. We're more concerned about what's going on.
Yeah, but I dispelled your fears.
Yeah,
I said
you're right. Okay.
What I'm doing. You guys have the tags, so no, you know, right? And not a single person reported a crime. They're just a suspicious car. Suspicion is not a felony or a misdemeanor.
Yeah, I know.
Right?
That's why we made contact with you.
Exactly. And I'm talking to you, right? I didn't have to say a word. I could have just stayed silent the entire time, but I'm not that type of rude person who just doesn't say anything. We're all humans, right?
One of them, in an uncommon display of professionalism, even acknowledges Robert's understanding of the law and assures him there will be no further harassment. It's a small victory, but a meaningful one.
Yeah, am I gonna be is there gonna be some sort of retribution just because they invoked my rights by this guy here? I understand. You sound reasonable. You sound like a professional, honestly. There are not too many cops who are professional like you and level-headed.
Yeah, I appreciate that. You're right. It seems like you know your laws.
Yeah, I'm very much aware of all of them. Yeah.
But no, we're good to go as long as you don't have any more questions.
Yeah, and you can be very fair, not disrespectful to either of you. I just want to invoke my rights and be left alone because... But what I would do is just document their license plate number, take a picture of the car, but I'm not going to call the cops on someone for no reason. Yeah. You know, if I see them trying to sneak into someone's property, well, that's a different story, right?
Before they leave, Robert, thinking ahead, requests an incident number to document the encounter. He also asks about obtaining the 911 call that started this whole situation. The officer complies, providing the necessary information. It's a small act of transparency, but a crucial step towards accountability.
Yep. Okay.
I mean, I hope you agree and understand where I'm coming from.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah. But I'm gonna get out of here, okay?
I appreciate you, man. All right, do you have a card? Can I get a incident, the CAD number? I want to request that 911 call and hear exactly what that person said.
So they came to our police department.
Oh, they actually came all the way there?
Yeah.
Huh. Well, the incident number then, so I can...
Let me go get it for him.
If you're still as cool as a cucumber despite the shocking lack of professionalism from the police, buckle up. We're not done yet. We've got one more jaw-dropping case that will make you question everything you thought you knew about police conduct. This story takes us to Little Rock, Arkansas, on December 10th, 2020. Picture this. A YouTuber named Reba Ates is out casually filming the Little Rock Police Department. Seems harmless, right? Well, things heat up fast.
Thank you. Appreciate it. I don't record, just people. It seems rude. YouTube.
Oh, YouTube.
Yeah.
You're making some easy money, then.
It's not really easy, to be honest. Yeah, I'm not cop block, I'm independent.
Oh.
See ya. You too. Hello.
Hello.
How's it going?
Good, how are you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
An officer approaches her, clearly not happy about being recorded. He tries to throw his weight around, telling Reba she needs to leave the property. But Reba calmly stands her ground, reminding him of her First Amendment right to be there and record on public property.
I can video anywhere here, and the guy told me to park right there.
Okay, well, come here, let me show you something.
What? Just tell me what it is. I don't need to follow you. I read that, and the guy told me I could park right there, and I can video anywhere. No, this is public property. And the reason I came back here is because someone followed me and came and took a picture of my license plate when I left here. This is public property. I have a First Amendment right to video and photograph.
Leave this property, ma'am.
But the officer doesn't back down, realizing he's dealing with someone who knows her rights. He switches tactics and starts getting physically intimidating, getting way too close for comfort. Yet Reba remains unfazed and calls him out, telling him to back off.
I have a First Amendment right to be here, like I can walk in the lobby.
Right to be out front.
Someone told me I could. You need to quit. Why are you getting so close to me?
Why are you?
I'm backing up from you.
Okay. I'm trying to get you to back up that way.
I can walk anywhere on here.
No,
it's a First Amendment right. Yeah, I can. And I parked here with permission. Someone told me to.
Okay.
When I didn't pass that sign.
Someone was wrong.
It was an officer. Was it you who told me I could park there? One of the officers just told me to when I pulled over there because I didn't want to go past that sign. Go in the lobby and do it, and I can do it right here. And I can take video of you.
You can do it out there.
I can do it anywhere on this property.
No, you can't.
Yeah, I can.
You need to walk that way.
This is a First Amendment right here.
No, it's not.
You know, also...
Your First Amendment right is out there.
No, it's not. No, it's not. This is... That's a request. That does not change my First Amendment right to video public property and to walk on it. Now, if you don't want me parked there, I won't. But one of the officers told me to. Okay, I'll move it right there. You need to quit, man. Why are you getting all up on me?
Determined not to give up, the officer insists she can't be there. But Reba is prepared. She cites specific laws that protect her right to film, including Arkansas Code 21-1D16 and Little Rock Police General Order 19. Talk about knowing your stuff.
Hey, this is the First Amendment, right? Arkansas Code 21-1-106. Look at that. That's Arkansas Code. Little Rock Police, you have General Order 19 that says I can do this. But the most important thing is the First Amendment. You need to leave me alone.
The First Amendment does not grant you the ability to go wherever you want.
On public property. That's what this is public property.
This area is restricted to authorized personnel.
No, it's not.
You can go out there.
There
you can go
is
in
not.
The front door.
It is
You're
not. This is public property.
Okay.
The tension escalates as the officer continues to try to control the situation, ordering Reba to move, leave, and stop recording. But here's the kicker, folks. The officer actually puts his hands on Reba, trying to physically move her. Can you believe it? A sworn officer of the law manhandling a citizen for exercising her constitutional rights. It's enough to make your blood boil.
Hey,
you need to go that way.
I'm going to walk around again.
You already did.
I'm going to do it again.
No, you're not.
You are screwing up, sir. Get your hands off of me.
Don't walk where I told you not to.
Reba stands her ground, telling the officer in no uncertain terms to keep his hands off her. She reminds him that he's crossing a line and warns him about the concept of qualified immunity. It's a powerful and defining moment.
Arkansas Code and Little Rock General Order 19. Here, I got it in my pocket.
Step back up on the curb, please.
Tobler.
Step back up on the curb, please.
Just stop it. Always want to give directives.
Step back up on the curb, please.
Stop it. You don't like being recorded? You're a public servant, aren't you?
What is the public recording of police activity?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can record police activity.
Yeah, First Amendment, I can anywhere on public property. Look at the Arkansas Code. 21-1-106. Look at it.
You got a copy of it? You said you had a copy of it.
Nope. This is the General Order 19,
okay,
and that's all you need, because you've many policies already.
No, I haven't.
Yeah, you have.
This is as far as you go. You need to go back up on the curb.
You are not going to violate my First Amendment right. And you will not have qualified immunity if you keep on. I'm telling you, it won't work in your favor in the long run.
Then a supervisor arrives, ordering the officer back inside and making it clear that he's seriously messed up. It's a small but significant victory.
Ma'am.
Sir.
Step back, please.
I'm going to walk around on this public property. That's what I'm going to do. I have a right to do it. Yeah, get the major. Your name and badge number, sir?
Quiller, 2717.
Thank you. You're an arrogant, egotistical... Thank you. I appreciate it. I'll just be...
Reba's actions that day weren't just about protecting herself. She sets an example for everyone watching, showing that it's possible to stand up against injustice and hold those in power accountable. Meet Ryan Theodore. What started as an ordinary jog turned into a nightmare when he found himself wrongfully detained by police over baseless accusations. In our next story, independent journalist Sean finds himself in a gripping cat-and-mouse chase with relentless police officers. Despite his legal right to freely move and record in public, Sean faces a nerve-wracking ordeal as he's pursued at every turn. Stay tuned to uncover the full shocking details of this high-stakes pursuit. Let's dive into these gripping tales and uncover the critical questions about who's really in control within our law enforcement system. Let's uncover the truth in this first case. We call it Jogging to Injustice, the Ryan Theodore story. It all began on the morning of April 13, 2023, when Ryan set out for his usual walk. Little did he know that this routine exercise would spiral into a terrifying ordeal.
Reasonable articulable suspicion of a crime.
Multiple calls about you.
As Ryan jogged along his familiar route, he sensed something was off. His instincts kicked in, prompting him to pull out his phone and start recording. Moments later, he realized he was being followed by the police. Enter Chief Owens Kent of New York, the central figure in this disturbing tale. Owens pulled over Ryan and, without a word of explanation, detained him. While handcuffing Ryan, Owens sarcastically mocked his claim to freedom, turning it into a cruel joke.
What is your RAS? It's funny? My freedom is funny to you? Yeah, no, it is. It's hilarious.
This all stemmed from a 911 call from a concerned resident who had seen a suspicious man ringing doorbells and closely inspecting houses. The man lingered, writing things down, which made the caller uneasy. They asked the police to check on him.
Kent Police Department?
Hey, what's going on? I live over at Seton Road. I just saw somebody ring my doorbell. I usually have no problem with people like soliciting around, but dude was like looking up and down my house. He stood there for a little while. He was writing stuff down, and then I saw him on the Google camera going to my driveway, and it looked like he was looking at my truck. I don't know if you want to just send somebody over there to see what this guy's.
The suspect was described as wearing a tan hoodie and gray pants, leading the police to investigate.
He's wearing like gray pants. It looks like a tan, like Carhartt type hoodie. It was nail white.
Ryan, out for his regular jog and dressed entirely differently, somehow got caught up in this mess. Despite not matching the suspect's description at all, he was unjustly detained by the police. This was a blatant case of mistaken identity and wrongful detention.
No, thank you.
Yes.
No, thank you.
No, come here.
Are you detaining me, sir?
Yes, I am. Stop.
For what crime?
Stop.
What is your reasonable,
Turn
articulate?
around.
Do not touch
Turn
me,
around.
sir.
Turn around.
What have I done?
I'm detaining you. Turn around.
For what suspicion? What is your reasonable, articulable suspicion of a crime?
Yeah, multiple calls about you.
What is your RAS? Yes. This is unbelievable. What is your RAS? It's funny? My freedom is funny to you? Yeah, no, it is. It's hilarious. Why would you do that?
Yeah,
Yes,
you are when criminality is afoot, and we do have a
What is your
complaint matching
reasonable
your description.
When Ryan found himself unlawfully detained, he didn't just sit back. As a vigilant citizen, he repeatedly demanded to know why he was being arrested. Yet the officers stonewalled him, refusing to offer any explanation. The fact that someone lodged a random complaint didn't justify such an arrest based purely on suspicion. This incident raises serious questions about the state of law enforcement in America.
What is your probable cause?
I have plenty of it.
You do?
I do.
I've never seen you before.
Well, good. Nice to meet you.
This is unbelievable.
Yeah, it is,
This
right?
is happening in America?
Yes, it
I
is.
just saw that.
You shouldn't be looking through people's windows.
Shot a man in their home at the wrong address, and then this is the follow-up in this country?
Let's talk for a second.
No, I don't want to talk to you. I want to be released and free. Oh, this is unbelievable.
Bring him down for...
Things escalated quickly when the officers threw Ryan into the back seat of their patrol car. Despite being handcuffed, Ryan's foresight kicked in. He knew he had to gather proof to hold these officers accountable. Thinking on his feet, he made sure the entire incident was recorded, laying the groundwork for a future fight for justice.
I don't want to.
Okay, that's what's going to happen. We're just going to talk for a second.
This is insane. Is anybody available to film this?
No, you're being filmed right now.
No, I want a private. Are you seriously? What is your reasonable suspicion?
Have a seat.
This is incredible that this is happening in America.
Yep.
I'm a free man. I've done no wrong.
Well, now you're detained.
That's fine.
What were you doing in people's yards looking in their windows?
Unbeknownst to him, the crafty cops had cleverly silenced the audio on their body cams, covering up their blunder and adding another twist to their scheming deception. This act summed up their disregard for transparency and accountability. Realizing their mistake, the officers approached Ryan, trying to justify their actions by claiming they suspected him of peering into windows.
All right, man, we're trying to figure out what's going on, okay? Listen, I know. I'm going to tell you, explain to you what. You don't have to talk to me. I'm just going to explain to you why you're in the back of the car right now. Okay? We got a call from several people saying that there's somebody entering properties, knocking on doors,
Poking in windows.
and you match their description. So that's why you're where you are. Yeah, Ring doorbell camera.
Oh, okay.
So that's what it.
That's fine, and we will. And we're confirming that. You're only being detained right now. Okay, you're not under arrest.
What do you mean I'm not under arrest?
You're not under arrest.
We're just trying to explain to you what's going on.
Yeah, you're not charged with a crime, but you're not under arrest.
You don't know what the word arrest means.
Okay, well, you're being detained right now. Okay.
Detainment would mean to hold.
Okay, but I'm not here to argue with you. Can we just explain this?
Exactly, but I am still under arrest. You put me in handcuffs. And
if that's your definition of it right now, at this point, we're just talking. We're explaining your circumstances.
You've done more than talk, sir.
Okay, very fine. I don't care what you say. I'm just explaining to you what's going on right now.
They insisted they would release him once his identity was confirmed, but their behavior didn't stop there. When Ryan questioned how they could arrest someone on mere suspicion, they insisted he wasn't under arrest but merely detained. Really? How can someone in handcuffs seated in the back of a patrol car not be considered arrested? This was beyond cruel.
We're confirming if you match the description of that person right now, okay? If you don't, and there's nothing wrong, you're going to be released. Okay. I wasn't here for that. I'm just telling you what we're here to do.
You cannot do this to somebody. You have to have the evidence first,
sir,
before you can detain somebody.
I didn't put handcuffs on you, did I?
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
Somebody did.
Of course. And now you're being detained, and that's it.
No, I'm under arrest.
Okay.
I haven't we tried to tell you what's going on, okay?
We just wanted to let you know what's going on.
All right. But you didn't tell me why my license.
During further investigation, when the officers finally got a look at an image of the actual suspect, their embarrassment was evident. It was clear the real suspect looked nothing like Ryan. Yet, in typical police fashion, they refused to admit their mistake or apologize.
What did he say to you guys when you were talking? Yeah, basically just you can't arrest.
Instead of owning up and releasing Ryan, the officers doubled down, insisting there were two separate incidents and deflecting blame. Despite this tough situation, Ryan bravely called them out, asserting they were the ones breaking the law. Refusing to be intimidated, he demanded his right to an attorney and declined to answer any more questions. Now that was a bold move.
That looks like me?
Well,
you have to find that out beforehand, before you can. You don't have reasonable articulable suspicion.
Well,
you broke the law. You are the criminal in this instance.
So we had two
Yes,
separate
you are.
incidents.
You are
you
violating.
with
Under
anyone
color
else
of
up
law,
here?
I do not answer questions.
Okay.
I already said I want an attorney present for any questioning.
Okay, we're not.
You're
questioning
again
you.
violating my rights. What do you mean? You just asked me a question.
With no further justification for detaining Ryan, the officers finally released him, following standard protocol without offering any apology. For them, this kind of harassment was routine, but it left Ryan, an innocent man, traumatized. Rather than apologizing, they tried to intimidate him further.
There's your water. The phone's sitting on the hood of my car right there. You can grab it.
Could you back up? I don't want anything to happen here.
No, you're good. I'm not going to hurt you.
Yeah, you do. I do? You seem like you do. I wanted something to happen. Yeah, you seem like you do. Look what they did to my wrist.
Think that's the end of the injustice? Think again. Believing the ordeal was over, Ryan sought justice by filing a complaint against the officers, demanding access to the body camera footage of the incident. But after 30 days, he still couldn't access the footage.
For what? I submitted a record request over 30 days ago, almost 40 days ago, and I have not received them.
What was the record request?
I have 3 separate ones. You want me to go into all of it?
Unredacted footage from the April 18, 2022
That's one.
incident.
I have also copies of the other ones that I submitted. I'd like to see those as well.
Okay, so that's the only one that I have.
Yeah, let me get them.
After Ryan filed complaints against the officers, he expected accountability. Instead, he got a slap in the face, a letter from the town supervisor, Jamie McGlasson, absolving the police officers of any wrongdoing and blaming Ryan for not cooperating with the officers' investigation. Now this is the height of injustice.
Also copies of the other ones that I submitted. I'd like to see those as well.
Okay, so that's the only one that I have.
Yeah, let me get them.
Refusing to back down, Ryan took his fight for justice to the state attorney general, aiming to hold those responsible for his unjust treatment accountable.
To the town of Kent, and this is where I need your help. I've set up a GoFundMe page to pay for legal fees because unfortunately I've been unable to find an attorney willing to work on contingency because the dollar amount simply isn't high enough for them. If you could find it in your heart to leave me a donation, there is a link in the video, and I'd like you to stick around to check me out submitting the notice of claim to the town of Kent clerk and town supervisor Jamie McGlasson.
Here's hoping justice will shine through, restoring public trust in our legal system. It's vital to tackle corruption head on and stand up against officers who misuse their power to trample on the rights of ordinary citizens. Now, let's dive into the next story. Independent journalist Sean found himself targeted by some officers while peacefully exercising his right to write in public. These officers, already infamous for their heavy-handed tactics, tried to bully Sean into silence. Enter Chief of Police Ashley Brown, who, along with his team, blatantly abused their power to undermine Sean's rights.
I'm not showing you any ID, sir.
Get out your building.
Determined to shut him down, their intimidation tactics only highlight the urgent need to address such corruption. The tale kicked off smoothly at the Polar City Hall police station in Georgia, where Sean strolled in to see the city clerk and decided to film his visit, flexing his First Amendment rights. At first, everything seemed routine. Sean breezed through security, explaining he was there to meet the city clerk. The security team checked his story, called her up, and after following all the usual protocols, let him proceed. The meeting with the city clerk was pleasant, and Sean kept filming for his report. But as soon as he stepped into the police department side of the building, the vibe shifted dramatically.
Initially, everything went smoothly.
Hey, how you guys doing? I'm here to see the city clerk.
She's probably going to lunch. Let me give her a call. Hey, Kylie. Hey, Princess. Who are you?
I'm just want to see the city clerk.
Somebody down here wants to see you. You better get about an inch from your side. Where's the 4 years about an inch from there? There you go. That's perfect. Put a shadow in the bowl right there for me, please. She's coming down to you.
Oh, okay, great. Hi, ma'am. How are you?
Hey, are you looking for the city clerk?
Yeah, I'm looking to do an open records request.
Okay. Do you want to do it verbally, or do you want to fill out the form?
I want to fill out a form.
Okay, sure. You want to come with me?
Sure.
Are we
You want me to?
Yeah. I'm gonna bring the up to you later.
Okay, thank you. You have to go
Do you want me to?
Oh, he got it, man. Yeah, you gotta take your temperature right here.
Mm-hmm.
Phone, yeah, order to put it in.
Entering the employee parking area of the police department, Sean was abruptly confronted by an officer who seemed clueless about the law. The officer tried to stop him from filming, claiming he wasn't allowed to be there in the first place.
I don't need any help.
Yeah, you're in an employee parking lot.
It's not a secure area.
It's an employee parking lot, and you're not an employee.
This is.
And you're making employees feel uncomfortable.
So
when they walk inside the building. So.
This parking lot is not a secured area.
Okay.
It's public property.
Okay.
It might be only for employee parking. I'm not parking in here. My car is not parked in here. I'm an independent journalist. I'm working on a story.
Well, this is for employees. You're not an employee, and you're making.
The officer argued that Sean's presence was making the employees uncomfortable. But how could a guy with a camera cause such a stir? Sean, being a well-informed citizen, stood his ground, citing his First Amendment right to film on public property, and trying to explain this to the officer, but the officer wasn't having any of it. Clearly, the area was designated for employee parking, and Sean wasn't parking a vehicle there, so he wasn't breaking any law.
It's employees parking,
Listen
sir.
to me. You're making our employees feel uncomfortable when they come in and out from their vehicles. So that's where the problem is.
I understand what I don't understand what you're saying, because how would I make somebody feel uncomfortable? I don't understand.
Because you're not an employee, and you're in an employee parking lot. You're making the employee.
So why demand his driver's ID? It was a clear power move by the officer, an attempt to intimidate Sean without any legal grounds.
An ID, sir? I don't understand. Am I being detained?
No, you're not being detained. You keep on walking.
Okay, if I'm not being detained, I'm going to continue about my business.
The officer's attempt to assert unnecessary authority was backed by his senior, who aggressively confronted Sean, asking him to vacate the area, unaware of the law. According to the First Amendment, recording the police officer in public view is a constitutionally protected right. The aggressive approach highlighted the officer's intent to intimidate Sean rather than address the situation calmly.
Chief of Police, can I get your name?
You can look it up on the internet if you're that smart.
But why would I have to look it up on the internet, sir?
What's your name?
Where's the professionalism?
What's your name?
Where's the professionalism?
Where's the professionalism? My sergeant asked you for a driver's license.
If you tell me your name and identify yourself.
We're not making tits for tats. This is an employee parking lot. You're not in.
Sean, upset by the officer's actions, decided to file a complaint against them. When he asked for their names to complete the complaint, they refused to tell him and suggested he find their names online instead.
Complaint. So I go inside to do that? Or
Get him the complaint form. Look at your complaint.
Public injury.
I need your names. It is your policy to give me your name. Who do I know I'm filing a complaint against?
I'll let you figure it out.
Oh, I gotta figure it out? That's real professional.
Everything else.
That's real professional. Nah, you can go ahead. You can go ahead. I want to submit a complaint. So I go inside to do that? Or
Get him the complaint form. Look at your complaint. Public injury.
After asking several times, the officers finally provided their names. This demonstrates the characteristics of a vigilant citizen who asserts their rights and stands up for them.
Against you.
Chief Ashley Brown.
Chief Ashley Brown?
Yeah.
Okay, great. And your name, sir? Be professional, come on. Is it really that serious? You're not making yourself look good here. I'm just asking you for your name. Your name, sir?
I'll wait till you get over here so you can hear me.
Oh, okay, thank you. Your name, sir?
Heinzman.
Heinzman? Yes. And do you have a badge number, Heinzman?
654.
654? Thanks.
If you think getting the officers' names was easy, that wasn't the end of it. The officers then tried to forcibly remove him from the public lobby. Despite their attempts, Sean asserted his right to continue recording the entire incident. The officers even threatened him to stop filming.
You fill it out.
You don't need to.
I can fill it out here.
No.
This is a public lobby. You're gonna kick me out of a public lobby too, Chief?
Oh, fill it out then.
All right, thank you. Excuse me.
You need a bargain pen too, or?
Excuse me.
You can't record while you're in here.
Why can't I record while I'm in here? I have a constitutional right to film the police in the course of their duty, sir. Is this department so uneducated and so inept at their job that it must be from the top down because your sergeant doesn't know when he can legally identify somebody, and you're telling me I can't film in a police lobby? Yes, I sure can.
When the officers ran out of legitimate arguments, they claimed the public lobby was private property and mentioned sensitive information that shouldn't be filmed. This excuse seemed fishy since it was a public space, not the chief's living room, making us wonder why they were so against the filming.
I don't understand what's the big deal. But where's the signs that says I can't record in here? Where's the law? You sure do. This is a constitutionally protected activity. That's what this is.
As soon as you pass through that doorway, you're now on private property.
It's public property.
There's sensitive information in both these windows that can be called on video, so you can't record in there.
Okay, yeah.
But Sean was ready for this. He had a hidden spy camera in his sunglasses to continue gathering evidence while filing a complaint.
If I went in there with a spy camera or my sunglasses that record, it wouldn't be an issue. But these guys are just looking for a reason to lock me up, so we're not going to push it, but you know, we'll put them in the court of public opinion. Let's fill out this open records request.
Even after the camera issue was settled, the officers kept pushing for Sean's address to file the complaint. Their relentless demand for his address was suspicious, hinting at ulterior motives, especially since they refused to accept an anonymous complaint.
Okay.
Can I get a copy of that too?
It'll be sent to who does our open records request, and you didn't finish filling the form out. It requires an address at the top.
No, I don't have to put an address.
Your complaint not going to be accepted. You didn't fill the form out correctly.
No, that's not how it works. Bring the chief out here.
Is how
You're allowed to do an anonymous complaint.
Okay. You did not make it anonymous?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Okay, well, I'm going to tell you that the complaint's not valid.
It doesn't matter. I want to speak to the chief. I want to speak to the chief.
The chief's not here. You got me. I'm the one accepting the complaint.
You're accepting the complaint on yourself.
Okay, well, I'm going to tell you that you didn't fill the form out correctly, so.
You can submit a complaint anonymously.
Let me explain to you how it's something simple here. Anonymous would mean you didn't put your name and phone number, so you took the anonymous part out.
It doesn't matter.
Standing up to these officers is crucial to remind them they're here to serve, not intimidate. Sean's action struck a chord with the community, gaining widespread support. That's all for today's video. As a society, it's our duty to address these issues and hold the system accountable. If you were in a similar situation as Ryan or Sean, drop a comment below and let us know. If you found this video interesting, give it a like and check out more content on our channel.